Hi friends, this week we're talking about pets, how to take care of them, how they change from when they're little to when they're big. Ooh, sometimes I wish puppies would just stay tiny puppies and not grow up because they're so cute and adorable. Oh, but we're going to see what they eat. Let's see. This book is called Who's Hungry? A Little Book with Big Flaps, written by Keith Faulkner and illustrated by Joseph McEwen. Can you tell your parents what the author does and what the illustrator does? Let's see what's on the back. It says, Who's Hungry? A Little Book with Big Flaps. There are lots of animals to feed in this fun, colorful little book with big flaps. Can you choose which is the right food for each animal? When you have, just lift the flap to see if you're right. Ooh, we get to guess. Who's hungry? Let's see. There's a little boy. He's got a bundle of hay, and he has a cart with cheese, carrots, a bone, peanuts, an apple, and he's bringing the hay. Let's see which of these matches which animal. Time to feed all my pets, said the boy, as he set off with his little cart full of food. First, he came to a rabbit hutch. This little house is called a rabbit hutch. Inside the hutch was a plump, pretty fat, lop-eared, meaning floppy-eared, rabbit, twitching his nose. Twitching means wiggling. Let's look at the food. Which food do you think the rabbit should have? Carrots, I think. A nice, juicy carrot. I'm hungry, replied the rabbit. Now you know this is a pretend book because rabbits don't talk to us in words. On he went until he came to the kennel. When he reached the kennel, inside was a dog with a wet nose and a waggy tail. Let's see, does the dog want cheese, bones, peanuts, apples, or hay? Which one do you think? A crunchy, meaty bone. I'm hungry, replied the dog. Now, the bone looks kind of crunchy, but I wouldn't say it looks meaty. I don't see anything on there. That would just be something to chew on, not to eat. So on he went until he reached a tiny, meaning very small, cage. Inside was a little white mouse with pink ears and a long tail. Let's see. The cage and a mouse with pink ears, and we can't see his tail. What do you want to eat? He asked. Let's look. Cheese, peanuts, apple, or hay? A lovely piece of cheese. I'm hungry, replied the mouse. There's his pink ears. Look, he also has pink eyes, pink feet, and a long pink tail. He did get a big piece of cheese. Yum. On he went until he reached a stable, kind of like a little barn. There, looking over the door, was a spotted pony. A pony is a small horse, with a long flowing mane, the hair on the back of his neck. The food that's left is peanuts, apple, and a bundle of hay. Which one would you feed your horse? What would you like to eat? He asked. A bundle of sweet hay. I'm hungry, replied the pony. And that's just what he got, a bundle of hay. So on he went until he reached a large aviary. This looks more like a bird cage than an aviary. Usually an aviary is quite large, like I could walk into it. Inside the aviary was a bright, noisy, flapping parrot. Let's see, I read that wrong, but inside the aviary was a bright, noisy parrot flapping its wings. Let's see what's left. He might like the apple. He might like the peanuts. What do you want to eat? He asked. Some peanuts. Peanuts! I'm hungry. I'm hungry, squawked the parrot. Squawking means he has kind of a crackly voice. Roar. So on he went until he was home again. Inside his little cart there was only one thing left. A red, juicy apple. Who's going to eat this? He said. I know. I'll eat it myself. And he did. That's a cute flap, isn't it? Down, up. I like this book. Who's hungry? Are you hungry? What would you like to eat? Do you have any different kinds of pets? You might have a fish. What would a fish eat? Think about the food that you would feed different pets. What if you had a snake? Think about it and tell your parents. Bye.